there guys, it's Kristen. For those of you hopping on today, today is day 1 of our 30-day challenge to living well essentially. For the next 30 days, I'm going to share with you ways you can change your mindset and your habits so that you too can be living well essentially. Yesterday was basically our conversation starter to our 30-day challenge. We talked about how some of our unhealthy habits have us stuck in a vicious cycle or a rut, and sometimes we find it really hard to get out of that cycle or rut. So this week, we are going to focus on the steps that we can take to change those habits and move us forward. So if you missed yesterday's live or video, go back and watch the Day 0 video, Are You Stuck in a Rut? You can find it on this page, or you can go to my YouTube channel and you can find it. So the first thing I want to talk to you today about is, what is a habit? A habit is that action or tendency or practice that you do over and over again, especially one that's hard to give up. Synonyms for the word habit include routine, mode, or inclination. Some habits we form are pretty easy. We form them pretty easily, and it's going to be without thought because it's things like our morning routine or our evening routine. So for me, one of the routines I had as a young mother was in the evenings with my kids, and I called it the 3 B's. It was bath, books, and bed. And this happened every evening after dinner, and basically this daily ritual let my kids know that it was time to settle down for the day, that we were getting ready for bed. And it allowed our evenings to go smoothly and like clockwork. And the benefit for me was that they went to bed on time, and then I was able to have some uninterrupted time to unwind at the end of the day or to tie up the loose ends of the day. So basically, in general, we create routines to help make our day easier, to avoid stress, to alleviate stress. But what about the habits that we have in place that are unhealthy? What about our inclinations and the way we respond to daily triggers of stress? Things that we do out of convenience to give ourselves a relief from the stress, relief from the hard stuff. Those are the habits that I want us to focus on changing and replacing with new and healthy habits. But first, we have to understand that there are 3 phases of a habit, or 3 phases that we go through to implement and change our habits. So remember yesterday I said that changing a habit is going to take about 60 days to do. And to successfully change a habit, you're going to go through 3 phases, and each phase is about 20 days. Most people give up and don't complete all 3 phases because the first phase and the second phase require us to do the hard work. But maybe if we understand the phases that we have to go through and understand how that works in implementing the new habit, then maybe we'll be more successful. So the 3 phases are this. The first one is destruction. The second one is confusion, and the third one is integration. So in the destruction phase, this is where you are destroying and breaking up with your old habits. This phase is obviously one of the most difficult because you're letting go of what's comfortable to you. So you're letting go of what's familiar. And it's going to require you to dig deep and saying no to the old habit, and requiring you to say, I'm going to just do this anyway when it comes to the new habit. So, for example, let's say you're at work and you've had a really crummy day and you've had an altercation with a coworker, and you didn't see eye to eye on a project you were working on or whatever. And so at the end of the day, you're frustrated, you're tired, it's been a long day, maybe meetings ran long, whatever happened to cause you to feel that level of frustration. And you say to yourself, okay, well, I'm not going to the gym today. I'm just too tired. I'm too aggravated. I don't feel like it. I'm going home. So you're using your feelings of frustration, tiredness, stress to validate and rationalize why it would be okay for you not to go to the gym. But the new healthier you will say, yep, today at work, it sucked. It was crummy. I had a rotten day, but I'm going to go do that workout anyway. And you're going to go to the gym and you're going to go do the workout. And guess what? If you make yourself do that workout, you are probably going to feel less stressed. You're probably going to move forward the rest of your day with a little less anxiety, and your mood's going to change. And you're probably going to have a better evening all the way around. So that's the first phase, destruction. It's breaking up with the old habits, and it's letting go of what's comfortable to you. The second phase is confusion. This is where you're still growing and learning, and everything is still kind of fuzzy in regards to this new habit. It's also the phase where you're going to experience the most emotion and the most wavering, because again, you're letting go of the old you and you're implementing a new habit, a new lifestyle, a new mindset. And honestly, who likes change? Because change is uncomfortable, right? So you're going to feel really uncomfortable and confused in the second phase. In the third phase, this one's called integration. This is the phase where you begin to act on autopilot. Your new habit becomes your belief system. It's something you start to do automatically. It becomes your new routine. So let's take the work example, for instance. 5:30 p.m. hits, you shut that computer down, and as you're walking out the door of your office, you're going to grab that gym bag and you're going to drive straight to the gym without thought, because it is now part of your daily routine and your daily schedule, and you are on autopilot. It now becomes part of who you are. So my day one challenge to you is this. Go ahead and find you a notebook, find you a journal that you can use over the next 30 days to implement some of these practices. But for day one of our challenge, I want you to write down 3 of your most unhealthy habits that you've been wanting to change. Things that really you're stuck and you can't seem to break the habit. You can't get out of the cycle or the rut. And then I want you to put them in order of importance. I want you to prioritize them, and I want you to pick the one habit that will have the biggest impact on your life if you were to change it in the next 60 days. And that's the one I want you to concentrate on. And then I want you to spend a few minutes writing down all the triggers that cause you to do that unhealthy habit. Think about the triggers that you feel physically and emotionally when you do this unhealthy habit, and write it down. Think about the last time you did this unhealthy habit. Think about that moment in time where you were standing there and you could make that decision to do the unhealthy habit or do the healthy choice. And think about the way your body felt, the body language, the emotions you were feeling. Think about, did your heart start to race? Did your temperature rise? Did you feel nervous? Try and really think about what triggers you to do the unhealthy habit. That thing that's comfortable to you. Why do you do it as a means of convenience? And I want you to write all that down and really think on those things, because understanding your unhealthy habit and breaking it down to the emotion behind it is going to help you break up with it and let it go. So join me tomorrow as we start on the 5 steps to successfully changing and making your healthy habits stick as a part of our 30 Days to Living Well Essentially challenge. And if you want to learn more about the 3 phases that you go through when changing habits, you can go ahead and YouTube Robin Sharma, and you can find his talk on ritual plasticity regime. Yes, that is a mouthful, but if you just YouTube Robin Sharma, you will find his talk on the phases of changing a habit. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a most wonderful day.